Hi everybody, it's Kate. Today I'm talking about another movie, and that movie is Frenemies. Let's just get right into it because I do not know what to say. So, this is like a compilation of like 3 stories in one. I'm gonna go through each story. So, our main character, a boy named Jake, and his dog, who is his best friend Murray. Throughout the whole movie, they act like Murray is like a human and talk to him like he's a human. The dog is smart, but he's a dog. The dog and him are best friends, and the way that he wakes up is Murray licks his face and then farts on him.
Oh, Murray, that reeks.
And if you know anything about dog farts, that shit could kill a whole population of people. So like they're best friends, and it's so cute where they have breakfast together and there's like the dog's bowl and his bowl and they eat at the same time, and it's like he goes to school, whatever. His dog does not come to school with him. This girl named Julianne is like the popular girl and wants to work with him for a science project. She's like, hey, do you want to work together? I think you're really cool. And she's doing it because she doesn't want to fail science, and he's really smart. So he's like, yeah, because he has a crush on her. So they start working together, and then his 2 friends, they're not in this by any means, but they're like, so his friend is like, no, we're just working on science together. And they're like, more like chemistry.
No, it's just science. It's more like chemistry.
Julianne goes to Jake's house and they start working on the project. And Murray's there and is like, with his little dog brain, and hears her talking to someone being like, yeah, like she goes on the phone outside and it's like, yeah, I'm just using him because I need to get a good job on this project. And the dog hears and is like,
I'm using this nerd to get myself a nice grade in science class.
and she doesn't like the dog, which is so mean. Like she like pets him and is like, ew, and like wipes her hand. So it's like the cliche of just being so evil that you dislike dogs. I almost forgot to mention, he gets a certificate from NASA. They don't really explain it well. They mention like, oh, that thing from NASA's coming, and then he's like, a certificate from NASA, and it's like because he did something smart or something, and it comes in the mail, and then he like tacks it up to his room, and he's like, that's the coolest thing ever, I love it. Murray destroys Jake's room whenever she comes the next day, which he does this because he doesn't want her to like him anymore, like to be near him anymore, to like almost be like, ugh, fine, like I would rather get a bad grade in science than have to deal with you and your dumb dog. But no, she's just like, you need to get rid of your dog.
No, you have got to get rid of that dog. He's just a big hairy disaster waiting to happen.
He's like, I'm not gonna get rid of my dog, I'm just gonna yell at him.
Huh?
If someone told me to get rid of my dog, I'd be like, okay, girl, you're out of my house. But he still is like super into her. And then she drops off like a love letter that that the dog immediately picked up and ripped up. So she has an idea. So she steals the certificate from his room, which I don't know how I didn't notice. It was gone. But she steals it and then sprays her perfume on it and drops it in the mail slot. So the dog thinks that it's a love letter from her again. The dog takes it and puts it in the toilet and tries to flush it, which is the cutest thing ever. This little dog, I love this dog so much, and tries to flush it, and then he takes it out and he's like, why are you doing this? You're the worst dog ever. Get out of here. I hate you. So the dog runs away.
This is the worst thing you've ever done. You're the worst dog. I hate you. Get out of here. Get out.
I would get annoyed if my dog, like, first of all, I'd be like, girl, how do you know how to do this? I think I would more be like, you are getting a Pulitzer Prize. You're going into Guinness Book of World Records. Like, this is going to be the next issue of Ripley's Believe It or Not. Like, I would not be upset about, girl, you crazy, you're so smart. But he doesn't pick up that it smells like her, which is crazy because she was like, and also, I forgot to mention earlier, but we meet a girl named Savannah. She has her own story coming up. She meets the dog in the park. Like, this is whenever Jake was still on good terms with his dog, which is a crazy thing to say. But the dog, she trains the dog how to ride a skateboard. I love that they do this because this dog just knows a bunch of tricks, and I think they just wanted to show it in this movie. So it's so cute. He's on like a skateboard. It's the cutest thing ever. And then he's like looks down and like hops off. That happened earlier, but I just wanted to mention it because she's the one who takes the dog in while he's gone. And if my dog ran away, I wouldn't just be like, oh, he fucking ran away, whatever. He doesn't even look for Murray. Jake just is like, well, he'll come back. If my dog escaped, I would be searching until I found my dog. Like, I feel like most people would, or at least make flyers, do something. But no, he's just like, eh. And in the morning, the dog is still not in bed with him, which he always sleeps with him and like kisses him and like farts on his face. He's just like, he's not here still. This is your best friend, girl. This is a dog. Not a good person, I don't think. Jake's not a good person.
Murray, why didn't you wake?
So then Savannah takes care of Murray, and that's when we find out that she has a huge crush on Jake. She writes like a note and puts it on Jake's locker the next day, and it's like, Savannah, I found Murray, which I would immediately bring the dog to his house. Jake had finished the school project and goes in. Then he like thinks about it and realizes that Julianne was the one who did everything. And he's like, oh, that's why it smelled like perfume, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you didn't think of this earlier? So then he's like, we're over Julianne. And then she's like, oh, whatever. And then she's like following him. She's like, well, we still need to do the project, right? And he like finished and he has it in his hands and he's like, fine, here. Murray comes, which I don't know how he got into the school, but he does. Pushes the project out of her hands and it breaks. And then the dog pees all over the project. This dog loves farting and peeing. Then Jake is like, I'm so sorry, buddy, I love you. Which, this poor dog deserves someone better. And that is the end of story 1. So number 2 is about Avalon and Haley. And they all go to the same school, by the way. They are like, they have a website, like a fashion blog. Haley and Avalon go and they're gonna get like a meeting with some, like a fancy publishing company who wants to publish it. But they're like, only one of you guys is gonna work, which is crazy to be like, to like offer them a spot and like like a publishing company is offering you a spot in something. But then you're like, only one of you guys can actually do it. So you guys are gonna have to figure it out. And it's like, we only need one pimply faced kid working for us. Which I feel like you would, like, your contract would easily just be like, we're both working. It's not gonna be the same if only one of us is working, because it's called Geeky Chic. The publisher who, like, wants to hire them is like, you guys are gonna write the same, you're gonna write an article on the same thing, and whoever's best, I will hire. So they both write about a French singer named Jean-Franc. They become, like, enemies, where, like, they try to, like, ruin each other's shot at getting it.
I'm the only one who can talk to him. Well, you might be able to talk the talk, but let's see you write the right words. I'm not losing out to you. Took the words right out of my mouth.
And then like they both like interview him and it's like, no, I interviewed him first. No, I did. Then he's like, I'm not actually French. I lied. And they're like, what? So like they like do this huge story where like he was American but no one liked his music, so he turned into Jean-Franc.
You're not even French?
It's really Johnny Frankuski. I couldn't get anyone to listen to my music here, so I tried Paris. That's when I decided to do the French thing, you know?
Whatever, so they make the story on that, and then, like, the lady's like, so which one of you guys wrote this? And it's like, we wrote it together, actually. And she's like, then I don't care about either of you. And it's like, girl, just hire both of them. Why would you not?
I told you to write 2. Best one gets the job, remember?
Yeah, but we couldn't do it, so you're just gonna have to choose one of us, and the other one goes home.
Neither of you. Auf Wiedersehen.
What?
I thought I was dealing with professionals, but apparently I'm dealing with 2 little girls, best friends, who can't do anything without each other.
They don't get it, but then their article goes, like, they get an article from, like, another place that is, like, for, like, teens specifically. It's, like, called, like, Teens Now or something, which is right on the nose. They go viral, and then they become best friends again, and it's like, okay, we can keep working together.
That's everywhere. Geekly Chic has gone global.
Now on to the 3rd story. So our main character in this story is Savannah, who we met earlier, who was taking care of Murray and has a huge fat crush on Jake, and she is the unpopular skater girl. And she sees this girl who looks exactly like her, and her name is Emma, and Emma is a British lady, British teenager. Okay, so the princess switch. And that's pretty much what this is. Or Princess and the Pauper. But anyways, they are like, we should swap places because, like, she's like, I hate being rich. And then the other one's like, I have so many siblings who just are so annoying. Emma and Savannah swap places. Emma goes and realizes that she does not love being in a cramped house with 3 younger brothers. Like, her little brothers, like, shoot, like, not even Nerf balls, like they have like tennis ball launchers and they shoot those at her. Clipping toenails on her bed, which, too far. That I get.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was my room. It is.
She's like, I actually don't like being poor and having a big family. I like being an only child. And then Savannah, who's now like the rich girl, her parents her parents, like the rich people, are like, for dinner we're having 3 pieces of escargot. And like it's like the huge table where they're sitting like super far apart, so it's like, okay girl, you don't have to make us feel bad for you. I don't. She's like getting fitted for like a ball because her birthday ball is coming up, and then they're like, for your birthday ball we hired a opera singer, and she's like, why can't we just have tacos? And they're like, what's a taco? Girl, these people annoy the hell out of me.
Wouldn't it be easier just to chill out with some friends and get a taco truck?
What's a taco?
Emma, who is being Savannah right now, starts talking with Jake because Jake is friends with Savannah. So she's like, and she keeps slipping into a British accent, which I think is the actress just being like, I'm not actually the British person right now, or I'm actually the whatever right now. But it's like, if my friend started randomly talking in like a British accent, I'd be like, girl, what is wrong with you?
But a girl can be self-reliant and still be interested.
She's like, do you want to go on a date with me? It's kind of like that. He's like, yeah, I've liked you for a really long time. And she's like, awesome. Savannah, aka Emma, she's like pretending to be Emma right now, goes on a date with Lance, Emma's boyfriend, who's this like pompous, really annoying guy who's just like super into himself and is super rich as well and is classist, because like later on he's like, you can't be around people who are lower than our status.
They are not our kind.
Not our kind?
And they start arguing because like they're both jealous of each other, which is like, why don't y'all just swap before their birthday ball? You know? But anyways, they both go to the birthday ball. Savannah's still pretending to be Emma, and she breaks up with Lance, and then she meets up with Emma again, who is with Jake, who's also going to the birthday bash. It's like, hey, I'm actually me. And he's like, and he's not upset by it. I think he should be way more upset. I'd be like, you have like a twin, but you're not related, who was pretending to be you and asked me out on a date and now took me here. You know, I'd be like, you freak, why did you do that? That's insane. But they don't care for some reason. It's just like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Thank you for breaking up with my mean boyfriend. And then she's like, yeah, of course, Jake, come on, let's go. And then he's like, okay, sick. Now I'm with my actual girlfriend now, who's not this fake girlfriend who's a rich British girl. That's like the end of the movie. Is like they like make up. And let me be real, this movie is so boring. I know that's horrible to say, but like it felt like 3 movies in one, and they just couldn't develop the 3 stories enough. Like I would rather have it be like one story, but it's just like they have like 3 poorly developed stories in one, but the characters kind of intertwine. It feels like I watched 3 mediocre movies. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, because if you do not, you're gonna become enemies with your best friend, and there's gonna be no redemption arc for the 2 of you. Okay, bye.